You feel like you need to master a whole bunch of different skills just to be able to have enough money to retire comfortably? Well, give me the next couple of minutes and I'll show you a simple mindset shift that created one of the world's largest clothing retailers and how you can use the same principle to create multiple income streams so that you can retire with peace of mind, just like so many of our clients, and do all that without the overwhelm of trying to master a whole bunch of different skills. Now, my name's Tim Low, and since leaving my 20-year corporate law career back in 2016, I've been helping busy executives and business owners create multiple income streams using their purpose instead of mastery. Now, when I share this, most are a little skeptical because they've been told their whole lives to master one thing or another, and that they'll get nowhere without mastery. And so, one of the big hits in our community are the stories I share of famous entrepreneurs or investors who not just created abundance in their lives with their purpose, but their purpose changed the world for the better. They do well while doing good, so to speak. Now, to kick off this series, I want to share the story of Tadashi Yanai, the man who created UNIQLO, one of the world's biggest clothing retailers, and incidentally, the brand that makes these tees. Now, this story begins back in 1984. Now, back then, Tadashi's father had a small, failing men's suit shop in suburban Japan. Now, he wanted Tadashi to take over the business. Now, this meant mastering the art of tailoring, learning everything there is to know about suits, retail, marketing. But Tadashi wanted something different. Now, instead of trying to master all that, he focused on his purpose, making good clothes that people wanted to wear and that was accessible to everyone. Now, once he did that, he realized that he didn't need to be the world's best tailor. He just needed to be good enough at identifying what people wanted to wear. Now, this clarity of purpose led him to transform his father's failing suit shop into Uniqlo, which is now one of the world's largest clothing retailers. And today, Tadashi is worth over $50 billion. He's Japan's richest person and the 27th richest person in the world. Now, it's a testament to not having to perfect and master every single thing. His intended name for Uniqlo, which stands for unique clothing, was Uniqlo with a C. But during the registration process, through a clerical error, he ended up with Uniqlo with a Q. But since that wasn't something that was going to stop him from fulfilling his purpose of making good clothes that people wanted to wear and that was accessible to everyone, he let it go and he moved on. Now, most people in his shoes would be worrying about the small stuff, right? Like getting that name just right. After all, it could affect branding and marketing years down the road. But getting caught up in the minutiae of perfection and mastery doesn't work because it keeps us trapped. Right? It keeps us spinning our wheels doing busy work that doesn't feel fulfilling. And that's where most get frustrated. Now, instead, Tadashi stayed focused on his purpose. And you can do the same if you firstly get really clear on it. Because if you're not clear on your purpose, you can't focus on it. Right? That's just common sense. Next, let your purpose determine the level of proficiency that you need so you get good enough at the relevant skills to achieve your purpose. An example you'll have heard me use time and again is driving your kids to school. Right? You don't need to be a master driver. Just let your purpose, which is to drive your kids to school, determine the level of proficiency that you need. And we call that purpose led proficiency or purpose tree. Finally, you've got to give yourself permission to use purpose led proficiency with your finances and with business and investing. Because while most people do that naturally with most things, like with driving or with cooking, they hang on to mastery for anything that involves money. Now, doing these three things will free you up from busy work and from struggling to master skills that don't lead to your purpose. And that's what keeps most poor and unfulfilled. Now, imagine if you just did work that led to your purpose, how much more fulfilled you'll be. And because you'll be doing work that's fulfilling for you, you'll do it well, and the money will follow. Now, if that resonated with you, I've put together a free resource to help you. It shows you exactly how you can use the 3 steps in this video with an actionable step-by-step framework to help you go from unfulfilled to fulfilled and wealthy without the stress and strain of needing to master a bunch of different skills. Just head to purposetreecom/fulfilled wealthy and learn how anyone can be fulfilled and wealthy, and I'll see you there.